Hello, good evening, and welcome to Learning Netrunner with System Update 2021 and half of Team Squared. I'm Mark, aka MCG, and I've got dual responsibilities tonight doing the tech and the hosting, and oh boy, am I excited!
You should be excited. You should
But
be very excited.
who are these other people and what are they nervous about?
Sometimes I have multiple people just represented in this single physical body. I am Sharon, singular Sharon today, and I've forgotten the second half of the question.
I was asking what you're nervous about, if
What
anything.
I'm nervous about is that I added a last minute tread lightly into my runner deck to maximize the number of influence I had, but it's still telling me I've got one available influence. And I don't know what to do next because I've uploaded it to Jinteki, that deck, and yeah, it's just all round panic stations.
Well, that is a major bombshell. I'm sure it will be fine if your deck
Will it?
is legal. Um, I mean, it suggests you haven't got too many cards this week, so that's definitely a step in the right direction.
Well, to try and figure out what was going on, I added another tread lightly, and it still wasn't really doing anything. And so I've just now gone through every single possible deck to try and add more cards. Oh, I think
When,
I've done it.
when you said it didn't up your influence, is that because you're a criminal?
I don't know what you're talking about. I couldn't possibly reveal that information.
Well, no. Well, let's just speculate and say you are a criminal. Adding Tread Lightly, a criminal card, would not, in fact, up your influence level
That's
because
exactly what happened. That's what happened. I now have two tread lightlies for no foreseeable negative impact,
well,
and I have done something else as well.
it's a good card. There's no problem with having Tread Lightlies in your deck. You're just going to have to suffer the being one shot on influence. Once upon a time, the
Yes.
answer to that question was put another stim hack in, but
Another stim pack.
a stim hack. Stim hack was the precursor of overclock, except instead of giving you 4 extra credits, it gave you 9 extra credits. But it was
I
decided that
guess I could
9 was
just
too many.
I could stick a Xanadu in, couldn't I?
Not for one influence, no.
Yeah, but I could get rid of something else and stick a Xanadu in.
You could, yes. This is how all the best deck building decisions are made
I
during the
think so.
preamble before the game starts.
I mean, because Xanadu doesn't need a memory unit, so that seems like a pretty good approach.
Very few resources take up memory units, in my experience.
Not the ones I've got.
And hello to Levtet in the chat. I'm afraid I'm no better at pronouncing your name, but we'll keep trying.
Right, I'm startup legal. My deck name is a big deck for bold moves, and I think that should tell you everything about my approach to this homework.
Okay. Can also call you Lev. Well, that'll do. Lev is much easier for my
That's
dulcet
easier.
tones.
Thank you, Lev.
Where's the other half of the squad? Well, that is a very good question.
Slacking.
Dave, unfortunately, cannot join us tonight because of work commitments, hence the questionable stream title. We didn't. We did consider postponing the stream, but instead, what we've come up with is a kind of interim episode where we will explore some of the cards that that we talked about last week, but we're not going to do a classroom session today. We're not going to go through a lot more cards without Dave. We're just going to play some games, see how some of the cards shake out, and then Sharon and Dave will go head to head with with this same card pool next week, and then we'll pick up some more cards in system update at that point.
Have we gone through the isolation card?
We have not gone through isolation. Isolation, I think, is in Ashes, so it's not in system update.
Excellent.
So we'll have to do a couple more episodes before we get up to isolation.
Well, all I can say, Mark, is I'm ready to play. Everything is on Jinteki. In no way at all with this last minute deck adjustments. I've thought long and hard about the cards, and yeah, I think they're all very, very necessary. All of them.
Okay.
Every single card.
If I can get everyone at home to picture our usual snazzy square going through the screen effect, and I'll just click onto this view instead.
Hooray!
So, I'm going to create a game for us in the startup format, which is password protected.
Oh, I have to look for your name this time, not Dave's. And I found you. There we go.
I've gone for side any. So which deck would you like to start with? This is
too much. I think I shall go with a Corp. Doesn't let me choose though.
Okay. Let me see. I'm currently on Corp. So if I swap sides, I should be on Runner.
This deck is titled of mine. Large decks for people who ignore good advice. I hope you appreciate that.
My deck is called Episode 9 Rainer. It's very to the point.
Damn it. Now, what does Rainer do again?
Rainer increases the cost of the first piece of ice you res each turn by 1 credit. And it's the same ID that Dave played against you last week. Actually forms an interesting combination, though, against Architects of Tomorrow, the ID you have chosen, because whilst the first ice you have to res each turn will be more expensive, the second ice you res will presumably fire off your ID ability and therefore be cheaper. So it's...
Rightio.
I would say that gives you a slight advantage in this matchup.
I like it. If I had been savvy with the decks. So, let's see. Where am I? Just a quick
CMS
reminder. Assets have to be installed in a new server, don't they?
They do.
Rightio.
Sharon?
Yes?
Let me stop you there. You've got 46 cards in R&D. You've got 6 cards in your hand. 52 is not the number of cards that should be in a deck.
Thank you very much. Well, I mean, it's technically legal.
It is legal, but if you're going to go over 49, the next place to stop is 54, not 52.
Well, you've never mentioned that before, so I feel like that's late to the game knowledge, my choices were entirely fair, as were the numbers.
If anything, I would say that point has been laboured. Never mind, not explained. But yes, going rogue, as we've said in chat, and CMSD made the great point of he likes big decks and he cannot lie, or they.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Let's pop that bad boy out, and yeah, feeling all right. Feeling pretty good, Mark.
Okay. I'm going to run HQ.
I mean, I clearly made a really, really big error here.
Are you still talking about putting 52 cards in your deck?
No, it was the choice of which way round I put the ice.
Ah, okay. Well, now that you've told me that. Oh,
Or was it?
a Malapert data vault. I wasn't expecting to see that.
Mm.
I'm not going to trash that now. I'm going to see if you were playing Possum. I'm going to run the HQ again.
I
That
mean,
one I will.
I feel like that statement you just made is something you'll be saying many times
Then I'm
during
going to
this
draw a
game.
card, and then I'm going to take some money and end my turn.
I have made. How many credits do you have? 9. Uh, Pop you out into that, and I guess end.
You're going to have to discard a card, I'm afraid.
I do, don't I? Let's discard that one.
Well, as it worked so well last time, I'm going to run HQ.
Hmm.
Oh, I'll have another one of those.
Oh, geez.
Then I'll have a look at what you've installed and hope it's not a Malapert data vault. It's a pad campaign. Interesting.
Thought I'd have a crack.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'll wait till you res it and then I'll trash it next time.
Fair enough. Unless I put ice out.
If you give me that chance. Then I'll draw a card and then I'll take some money.
Can I res that card now?
You should, in fact, for maximum value. Although you are taking the chance if you want to ice it if you don't have any ice in hand. But I don't know what you've got in hand, of course.
As well, because it's only a matter of time. Like this. Let's gain some credit. Back to you, Mark. Back to you.
Well, now I feel like I'm going to have to run this server instead.
No point really doing that yet. Okay.
I'm going to trash your pad campaign. Draw a card. Install. And take credit.
Let's get bingo.
Interesting. Is this an Etica cipher or is this an Etica cipher? Is the big question.
Well, it depends on how much you trust me, Mark.
Not at all, based on our recent games. Although you could be trying to sneak out an agenda there, which would be, by definition, sneaky.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
Interesting. Well, it will hurt if this is an Urtica, but I don't think any of those cards are irreplaceable. What a surprise!
Why would I play an agenda when I could play an Urtica Cipher?
It's a good point. You've lured me in again.
And it just so happens I happen to have the Urtica Cipher because you stole both of my agendas. So it's really only your fault, Mark.
Would you not have drawn the Urticas if I hadn't stolen the agendas?
Possibly not.
Note to self, do not run any more Urtica ciphers.
Yes. Yes. Don't do that, Mark.
Okay. I'm
Back to you.
to put down a leech, and then I'm going to try a jailbreak on HQ.
Whoa. Whoa, Mark. Whoa.
Oh, that's handy. You get a free res out of it though. And a Nico
There you go.
campaign. You don't want money.
Ah. I don't.
I'm going to draw. And I'm going to check archives.
Why is that? What have you got, Leech? Makes sense.
You've also thrown 3 points of agendas away, Sharon.
Well, look, Mark, if all you're drawing is fucking agendas, then what are you going to do? What are you going to goddamn do?
Oh dear.
All agendas, no money, no ice.
So in this 52 card deck, did you just put 50 agendas? Is that what you've done?
No, I put in as few agendas as I could possibly get away with, and I rammed it full of ice.
Wow. Look at the
Ice
draw,
and
then,
money,
I'm
that's
afraid.
what I'd done.
Iron Jesus has forsaken you.
It has. And then I kept getting the Ravannas, but you weren't going to attack any other R&D, which wasn't a Ravanna. So I couldn't do anything because the Ravannas go to other resed bioroids. I only had 2 Ravannas in my deck.
And Magnet isn't a bioroid either, so that wouldn't have helped you.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't.
Yeah, well...
What to do? Happens sometimes. Would you like to have another run and I'll see if the RNG is a bit more favourable?
I think we should, yes.
Yeah, let's do it. Excuse me. Agenda flood. Indeed, it was an agenda flood. Right, so I leave that one. Also, I'm very sorry. I very selfishly went on a walk this afternoon instead of making dinner, so now dinner's a little bit later. You know, have to put up with me eating a little bit of lasagna. Can't I leave this game?
That is outrageous.
There we go. Outrageous.
Tonight's drinking is brought to you by Neptune Brewery of Liverpool. And this is a Galeen or Galeen, I don't know how you pronounce that, Session IPA.
How do you spell it?
Galene. and it is
Galena.
the goddess of calm seas in some particular faith, but I don't know which one. You could have done with some calm seas with your flood.
So rude. It won't let me join your game.
Have you entered the password correctly?
I've tried. Let me just put the caps lock on, just in case. No, just won't allow it.
Okay, let me try again in case I've mistyped the password. Dave
We
doesn't have
both
these
know
problems.
what's more likely. Good game, Mark. Didn't say that. Good game last time.
Yes, indeed. GG.
Right, let's do this. I'm feeling luckier. Large decks for people who ignore good advice. Absolutely.
Ooh.
Yes. Yes, keeping that. Where are you at?
Oregon. It was a. There was a couple of cards that were useful to me, but not enough. Alright, let's see what this big deck can do this time.
Yes, I'm feeling positive. I am feeling lucky. Yes, let's have a little crack at that.
Oh, it's a bold call on click 3, but sure.
I thought I'd get in there very early.
If you've got things you want to secret away, Sharon, that's.
It's a good way to get around it, isn't it? Now, what do I want to do? That's a thing. That's the thing. Let's pop you away. Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
I like it very much. Of course, the downside of not having a third person watching is that we don't get that slightly sarcastic commentary from someone who can see both of the cards, all the cards in our hands.
Well, I'll be as sarcastic as I can from this side of the table if you like.
Nice
I'm
try.
going to run R&D this time.
All right, let's see. Yeah.
Ooh.
Got it, Mark.
Okay. I'm then going to install a verbal draw, and then with my last click, I'm afraid I'm going to throw that away. With my en passant.
Nice. Well, I guess I'll just have to do this then. Oh dear, what a hardship.
Mm-hmm.
That was one click. Two. Oh, no, sorry. That was not meant to be there.
You know what to do.
I do, and I am a little bit disappointed in myself that I've had to do this so quickly, and that I have also misspelled undo. Right, where have you gone? New remote. You out there? That was for that server. Why did I want to do that? That's why.
Ooh.
And done. Back to you, Mark.
Well, I'm going to be adventurous early doors and I'm going to go for a little jailbreak.
Mm. Oh my days. Just out of curiosity, how did you trash the card? It was using en passant, wasn't it?
Yeah. So 1%
Yeah,
is
I
one of
think
the
I'll just
cards
let you carry on.
we looked at 2 weeks ago that says um, if you've if you pass a piece of unresed ice when making a successful run, you may trash that piece of ice. Ooh, that's one of them, and that's one of them. I'm going to leave both of them, and then
You're going to what, both of them?
leave them. Leave them be.
Mm. Now, is that because you only have one credit?
Partially.
I need a few more credits. Be quite nice, wouldn't it?
Is it an Urtica? Is it a clearinghouse? Is it...
I'm just going to say yes, Mark, it is.
Typically, not cards you find in an Architects of Tomorrow deck, but very much cards you find in a Sharan deck. So... Okay. First of all, I'm going to put down a Xanadu. And then I'm going to have a little run at R&D. Then I'm going to draw a card. Then I'm going to put down a cast.
Interesting. Very interesting. Let's see what I get. Sir. Yes.
Unfortunately,
That
I
is
had
what
no
I've
way of trashing
wanted.
that.
Say again?
Unfortunately, I had no way of trashing that.
Mm-mm. Oh, that lasagna was lovely. Wonderful mouthfeel. Mmm. Liberated account? What the hell? I don't remember going through that. Unacceptable.
I will be very impressed, Swan Runner, if that is a 4-token Vesuvius. Thanks for joining us. I rule nothing out in these games, but...
Why the chuckle, Mark?
Because you know full well you've put me in a difficult position now. Because a
I don't know
Vertica
what you're
Cipher
talking about.
will kill me, and not checking a clearinghouse will kill me. And the last time you beat me in a game was because I said, no, I think it's an Vertica Cipher, and it was indeed a clearinghouse.
I mean, might as well have a punt. You've got 15 credits.
I
That's
have, yeah.
quite a lot of credits.
And even worse, you see, if I draw up to 9 cards and then run it, in case it is a Urtica, and then I don't, it isn't, I've then got all these cards in my hand that I have to throw away, and I'm not happy about that either.
That's what happens when you've got a deck size that is sensible.
Yeah, sure is.
Like Beal or no Beal, but it presence
So,
goes in every faction, ends in murder both ways. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to go for it now, aren't I?
I think you are. What's that you've got? Inside job.
So I'm going to jump over your magnet.
Really irritating.
Oh, guess correctly.
So irritating. I forgot to count how many goddamn credits I've got.
So that's one card I need to throw away. That's an easy choice. That's a relatively easy choice. And then I want all these cards.
Makes life a bit harder.
I guess I can live without that one for now.
I need to get a bit of money. Don't I?
You are poor now because resin
I
that magnet
am.
cost you a lot.
Yeah, it did. How much did it cost me? 5 credits, and that's where I forgot to pay attention. Now, why did it cost me 5? It's a 3. You had Xanadu, so that was an extra one. Do you have another Xanadu?
I have my Rainer ability.
Ah, of course. Need to get those goddamn money cards out.
That is what Rainer is all about. Okay.
Do that for now, then.
Now I'm going to try and make some hay, as the saying kind of
Hey!
goes.
What's
So
that for? Code gate.
I'm going to go and have a look what you've put behind this magnet. Because Buzzsaw matches up very well, very nicely with magnet.
Don't think I can do... Do I want to? No.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah. I mean, I had to put something out, didn't I? Ooh.
Yeah, I think it's a wise move not having Vamp or Lamprey in startup format. I think that might see a few players not wanting to play again.
Why? What does that mean? What are Vamp and Lamprey? I have a feeling you've gone through this before because it sounds a bit familiar.
I've mentioned Lamprey before, so Headlock Rainer, the deck that Swan Runner is mentioning there, was a deck that really locked in on HQ, and if the Corp resed anything, they would use some shenanigans to de-res it, and if they didn't res anything, they would use Lamprey that said, when you make a successful run on HQ, the Corp loses a credit. So you just kept running HQ to make the Corp poorer and poorer until they couldn't do anything, and every time they managed to get some credits and res something, you just de-resed it again.
Oh, that's painful. How can they counter that?
By conceding, often.
No, I mean, is there any deck that could counter that, or is it just an unbeatable runner deck?
I mean, it's not unbeatable. You just have to get some money very quickly early on, so it gets you in a position that that means you can kind of tolerate it early doors while you get up some better defences. But once you're on the back foot, You're like,
Not running any ice.
well, that's another option for sure.
Nice. All right, go on, Mark. You've drawn
Right.
an additional card.
I
You've
have
gained 2 credits for no clicks.
I'm
On
going to
this turn,
install
you've
an additional card.
installed Leech. I see.
Ooh, that's a money card. I don't want you having that.
That's a shame. So you've now been able to get rid of 2 or 3 of my money cards.
I have trashed a Marilyn and a Regolith. So yeah, 2 cards.
Oh, I forgot to do something. Never mind. Just fucking draw. Just draw for the gods.
Poker face, Sharon. Don't let on that you forgot to res the card in server 1.
I did, but you know it. You know it anyway. Oh, oh well, that was also a mistake. Never mind. Go for it. If it helps if for your 2 iced servers, the Outworld or both are Bioroid, so you can fire your ability even if they use inside jobs.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you understand?
I think so. I mean, that's why I did go for a Bioroid heavy ice set of ice. So that's 4 cards for the money. Ugh. What's this? Sabotage. Trash 1 piece of unresed ice. Well, I mean, to be honest, Mark, it wasn't really doing anything, was it?
It wasn't. But,
Go, go, go. Have you finished?
I have.
Ah, there we go. Oh, I forgot to bloody res it again.
Just res it now if you like.
It doesn't mean anything though, does it? Because you're just going to go through it and trash it. Nah,
Well, give yourself a credit as if you'd resed it beforehand.
it's okay. I need to learn from these mistakes. I'm not
Okay.
particularly hopeful anyway.
Whilst this is not a full headlock deck by any stretch,
Yeah. What's a
the
headlock
fact
deck?
the one we were just talking about about where they just make all your credits disappear. If Rayner can get a good start, it's very difficult to get out from under, which is what's happening now. But it's only 1-0.
Well,
A
I
lot
mean,
could still happen.
it's even more difficult if you've got no money, really.
Sure.
I mean that does make a difference.
I don't want to install any of those.
Do it. Install them all. At least I can use you now. At least I got a credit from that res card. That's always good.
That will tick in now until I can trash it. Or until you choose to trash it, but it's a permanent source of income.
I'm happy with that.
Oh my word.
What's wrong?
I don't want any of these cards at this juncture. So I'm just going to have to click for credits, which I don't like doing. I'm going to have to throw that away.
Such a hardship.
And that. Meanwhile, another credit ticks up for you.
Go
Oh,
for a quick and easy purge.
that's very mean.
What to do though?
Oh, that's better.
I mean, on the plus side, at least you are unlikely to deck me.
It's true. At least not in the next 20 turns. Oh, an upgrade.
Huh. Saucy, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Right. With my newfound wealth, and have a check what's in here, see if any of the genders have been lost. Oh, just a little one.
Yeah. Went for it.
And then I'm going to have a see what's piling up in HQ if cards are being thrown elsewhere. And hope that this is not an ice that will get me in a lot of trouble.
Don't think so.
It's a roto turret. Now I can break that with mimic. Oh, okay.
I know, that was a nice one. Would like to keep that.
Then I can be absolutely despicable and play this card on that freshly res roto turret.
Might as well, though.
And then I will have a little draw, I think, and I will get rid of this verbal.
Nice to do.
So Bloom in chat suggesting that roto turret's not worth resing at 6 credits for me
Yeah,
to break
it does.
for 2.
Well, I mean, I think everything's going to be a bit too expensive at the moment, isn't it? And
You've
as
been
long as
very
it can sap away a bit of money from you, I guess it's a necessary way forward.
That's one way of looking at it, I suppose, but
A little purge.
I can see your thought process there with Purge, but if I run HQ now, and you're either going to have to pay 6 to res that roto turret, or I'm going
But
to
I
get 2
think I'd
leech
have to do
tokens.
that. But I'd have to do it anyway. I'd have to do it anyway. I couldn't just not res it and let you go through.
Well, maybe you have to at some point, because if I do this,
I've had so little money. I mean, like, that's what I mean. I've got to res it.
okay, but it's going to cost me 2, which is not affecting me massively. Meanwhile, it's cost you 6.
Yeah.
Trash all your economy. Boost my coffers. And then, frankly, be a bad person again.
Being a bad person, it's taking advantage, isn't it, of the cards you draw?
So, you've spent 6 credits there. It's made me spend 2, but was that a worthwhile trade? I understand what you're saying. You don't want to give me free reign just to pillage your HQ, but you've not got a
But
great deal to
the
show
thing
for
is,
it.
I'm going to be in the same situation for everything because you've been able to trash, I think, 5 or 6 money cards, and I've just not been able to get anything out. And if I'm not getting ice and not getting anything else, I mean, I guess the only thing that I thought of in hindsight, other than like not resing that money card 2 turns earlier to get 2 extra credits, the only thing I think that I would have done differently is I would have, installed and resed that regolith mining license and got 6 credits off it before you inevitably trashed it in the next go. But I only thought of doing that a bit too late because I misread the cards.
Fair, fair. Now, you've trashed a pad campaign that was dripping your money in there to install here. So that's... interesting. I'm going to have to go and check it out. So I'm going to pay 1 to get past there with Buzzsaw.
Hang on, just reading your cards. Worth it. Don't really think it is worth it at the moment, but oh, fuck it, might as well.
Okay, sure. I mean, you're certainly not short on money cards, I will give you that. Seeing a lot of Marilyns and a lot of Regoliths and a lot of Nikos.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? You've seen them all. What else is there to do?
Sorry, yes, that is it. It is cruel of me to see them rather than you see them.
There we go.
Install this.
I mean, it's tricky, isn't it? Because I don't have anything like Liberated account that I'd be able to use. Unless I just totally misread. Oh,
Well,
fuck.
Regolith mining
Fuck
license is the
balls.
closest approximation
I mean,
to a...
right. I'm going to stop you there, Mark. I was a total idiot and I forgot I was meant to res something before I started my turn. Can I
Right.
do an undo click?
Yes. Although it might be me who has to do an undo click.
No,
Oh,
because I...
Quite.
Okay,
So,
right.
so I'm going to take my click, I'm going to end my turn, and then you can res should you wish to.
Thank you, Mark. Goodness sake. There we go.
That's it. That is a utilise Nico campaign.
Rightio. I mean, I kind of feel like I could have just not put any ice out and just drawn for clicks for the first 10 turns and I'd be in a much better situation.
I don't know how to answer that.
I
I'm
mean, I
gonna have
kind of really do feel like that.
another Luke in HQ because it was profitable last time. And if you want to spend 6 credits
Should
on
I?
a roto turret, that's up to you.
Well, I mean, I kind of do, but I feel like the chat's gonna. I've already been told just don't bother.
It's a Marill. It's another money card, sure. Oh, that isn't though. That's the game, I think.
Yeah. So honestly, Mark, you literally kept seeing all my money cards. I had another agenda bloody flow. No more ice. Haven't had any ice to put out. And yeah, it just got to be a bit. I was just a bit despondent. It was just waiting for you to win.
Sure. I mean, that can happen. There's no.
Like literally, I had every single bioroid ice I could add to the deck. That was my starting point, and I think there are 6. One of them came out.
Yeah, you had Ravana's in the last game that don't do anything, and in this game you've had magnets and roto turrets. I saw a Bran at one point. I suspected it was a Bran and or there was a Bran and R&D before I trashed it.
I think it was an Ansel.
There was Ansel as well, yeah.
Yeah.
So, incredible luck on my part, to trash all the cards you want to res and let you keep all the ones that are no use to you.
So now, here's the question. Do you want to have another round this way, or shall we just accept that I created a shit deck where none of the cards I need will ever show up?
Well, I also have an Architects of Tomorrow deck that I put together. Do you want me to try that, and then you can try running against it?
No, I don't.
Okay. Oh well. Thanks for
Yeah,
coming to
go on
tonight's
then.
stream, folks.
Go on
See
then.
you
Fine.
next week.
Go on then. Show me how I should have done it.
And well, no, I can't promise that because maybe they won't come out for me either. And as Lev rightly points out, because there aren't many bioroids in the startup pool, you're somewhat limited by how many can come out.
True, true. Right.
I was playing an Architects of Tomorrow deck in an event on Sunday, and I think I had 16 ice and 14 of them were bioroids. So your chances of a bioroid
Is
coming
that
out there were
is
much
that
higher.
standard?
That was in standard, yes.
Okay.
Ooh, Ken Tenma.
Thought, why not? And that's why at the beginning of our chat earlier today, I was saying, well, God, I've got to make use of these influence, because why go for 10 if you're not going to make use of his extra influence?
This is true. He is Ken's biggest selling point is a 17 influence. Okay. Good luck, Sharon.
Good luck, Mark, and good game last time, even though I'm really annoyed with myself and my choices. Resource. Here's that.
Oh, yeah.
Might as well, eh? And 2 clicks. Choices with you, Mark. Playing a little Wildcat Strike.
Oh. Now, the textbook says you should always say money. But as you have 1 credit and an Earthrise installed, I'm going to break the rules and say draw.
Well, all I'm going to say is I really appreciate that. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Let's have a little nip at archives. Lovely.
Hey, don't go collecting those leech counters.
How come it didn't give me a credit
Why would you gain you a credit?
for my Ken Express Tenma? First time each turn you play a run event, gain 1.
That's play a run event, not make a run.
Oh, come on. My whole plan for this deck has gone down the toilet. What bollocks.
I was a little concerned from your question on off stream earlier when you asked me whether clicking for a credit counted as playing a transaction operation. I should have extrapolated then to say, you do know that making a run is not the same thing as playing a run event.
Well, I did not. But you make your choices and you've got to pay the price. Right. I have 1 credit. That's ruined everything, really. Let's see, where are we? What are these?
That remains to be seen, CMS. Yeah, we don't know.
Well, none.
Maybe
There are
that tread
none,
lightly that we sneaked
CMS.
in at the
There are
end, he'll be
none. Oh yeah, there's one.
one copy of Tread
Uh,
Lightly would be delightful. But you'd be able to play it for free, though. Free. Think of the value.
hey, so lucky. Um, hmm, hmm, hmm. Oh, that's four though, isn't it? Um, trash the card you're accessing. That's pointless. You're pointless. One. Oh, grip of six. I'd forgotten about that. At least that's a small mercy.
True that. Okay, I'm going to install that. This. Res the old spinny D.
See, it just helps if you res the cards you install to get the benefit, rather than just leave them there for 2 rounds. Doing thing.
And then I'm going. Get rid of that one. And that one for now.
What did you do? Draw a card and something.
I drew a card. Well, I installed Ice on the new remote, then I installed Spin Doctor. Resing Spin Doctor drew me 2 cards, and then I drew another card.
Do I have you out? That's 2 credits. Let's pop you out.
Hi Jessica, welcome to the stream.
Hi,
It's okay.
Jessica.
If you've come to see Dave, I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed. He can't join us tonight. So it's me versus Sharon heads up.
If you've come to see good gameplay, you're also going to be disappointed, and that's just where we are. Yes, we are the draw.
Yeah, we'll get a screenshot of that for Dave later.
Very kind of you, Jessica. Very kind. Yeah. So what have you done? You've installed a card in server 1. Well, I feel like there's a distinct lack of any program breakers. So chuff chuff. Where are we? What's a resource? Is that a resource? No. So just to share with the group, I am rather event heavy at the moment. Mark, am I allowed to have more than one T400 memory diamond?
You can have up to 3. And now you can keep all 7 of them in your hand. All 7 cards, should you wish to.
Ooh, that was the plan. Totally thought out well. Oh no. Oh no, I don't think I've got any inside jobs. Or have I?
I don't know. We'll soon find out.
Let's see if I can remind myself. Installing another card? Very dare you. What's this? Removed from the game, the Spin Doctor. Right, I am back in the round. Right, let's see. Oh, god damn it, Earthrise Hotel. You've run out.
Curse you, only having 3 power counters.
How very death.
No, don't worry about it, Jess. It's all fun here. We're not. We're,
I
we're
think
currently trying to work out whether Sharon's rusing is a good thing or not. But she wants to get even more cards in her hand. I see.
I actually really did. Did you not hear what I just said about Earthrise Hotel?
Yes. Yes.
Mm. Right, so how many? I've got 10 cards. I've got 2 credits. One, pop you out. Just to get a little bit ahead. Where are we? Resources. A few resources would be good, wouldn't they? But in lieu of that, guess I've got to go that way and gain a credit. So sad you covered up your archives, Mark.
Yeah.
So sad.
Otherwise, you could have been playing all those dirty laundries that run events and
Aha!
stuff. And
Yes, indeed, indeed. I wish I'd done something else though. Um, let's give that one up. Who needs a carnivore anyway?
that is a bold call. No one was expecting to see carnivore in Ken. That is for sure. Your hatred, your anti-penny shaver campaign reaches new heights.
I hate any shaver so much. So much.
Why is the rest of the
Oh.
community so wrong?
I'm not said anyone else is wrong. I've just said I really hate penny shaver. Oh, you've popped another one out, haven't you?
I have popped out a card. I look at your mayfly and I say, bring it on.
Indeed. That only works if I've got enough credits, though, doesn't it? So let's see. What do I want to do? Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Let's live on the edge.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look at that. I did have an inside job.
Look at that value. You get a full credit back from Kane Tenma.
Oh, wait. Inside job counts.
Yep, it's a fun event.
Ooh.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so I'll get at least, possibly, touch wood, 3 credits back from Ken.
So, I'm going to make a strange decision here.
I think you've got a trap.
I'm going to not res that.
Okay.
Res that, which you will immediately inside job. Then I will res that and res that. And I wonder if I needed to res that earlier due to.
I haven't clicked access server.
Okay, well, let's see then.
So I access server, click a card to access it.
No, you're going to have to undo click, I'm afraid.
Okay. Do I press undo click?
Yes, please.
Undo click.
I wasn't
It said
expecting...
I had to access all the cards.
Yeah, it's because you got in when... I didn't know, expect inside job to bypass Ansel so quickly. It was over in a flash. So if
Okay,
you
so
get your inside job back and play it again. I mean, let's take a moment to talk about this rusing. What's inside job? I've not got any fun events. What do I do? And then the next minute inside job being played.
Well, let's be clear. It wasn't intentional rusing there. Number 1, had forgotten about inside job, and number 2, didn't realise what constituted a run event. But I am learning, and so you've now resed Amoetic Void. You've trashed the 2 cards to protect whatever you've got in server 1.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've got no more cards left. And I've got no more clicks left, so it's all good. So it's back to you. Thought as much.
It was very lucky draw by me then, picking up the seamless launch, which allowed me to save a credit there.
So I guess... Oh, no, you've done it now. What to
Unfortunately,
do?
Ravana is no longer blank.
It isn't, is it?
That's why I paid all that money to res the Ansel.
Still got my Mayfly, haven't I?
You have.
Okay, let's try this.
Interesting. What am I going to do?
Don't know. I mean, quite honestly, I'm a bloody idiot because you've got no goddamn cards in HQ.
Do you want to undo your click?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, I'm going to res it anyway.
But I can just use my clicks, correct?
You certainly can.
And it's only going to cost me 2 clicks.
Yep.
And can access the server. And then I think let's have a crack at this.
Very nice.
And where are you? That only Ravana costs you 3. Ravana, Eli's 3, Ansel is 6, isn't it? Right, pop you out.
Nicely done.
What did you do? Money, money, money. Some people just only think of one thing.
True
Start
that.
turn. Chilling out. Right, what's this then?
I think that last turn can just show how quickly how things can turn around. Because I was in a very strong position. You had a good turn there, made me spend all my money and de-resed my Ansel, and now it's suddenly you look in control.
In theory, yeah. Now, I kind of want to get rid of that anoetic void. So let's have a crack. Although you can't really use it because you don't have 2 cards to trash yet. Oh, Mark, I don't know. Oh, bloody put you down. 1 click left.
The old prepaid voice pad.
Indeed,
to pay for those run events that you don't have.
I know, right? Oh, is that what it does? When you install this card before your turn begins, refill to 1 hosted credit. So it only gives me 1 credit each time, correct?
1 credit per turn, yeah. Every turn that 1 credit will come back. And if you played a run event, if you played an inside job now, for example, it would say, how do you want to pay for it? And when you click prepay voice pad, you'll use that credit for it.
Right, okay. Well, let's do that then.
Wow. I can do nothing but doff my cap to that play.
You trash you in the turn. Get my 5 credits. Lovely. Back to you, Mark. Goal! Ah, yes, Bloom. Indeed, it was worth it running that server one to trash that anoetic void.
What do I do, you know?
Even if it just made me feel like I'm not such a duffer.
No, I'm the one scrambling for credits with nothing to do.
Yeah, and I don't know how I can take advantage of this. I guess I should always draw. Got 3 clicks. Let's have a crack at R&D.
Oh, okay. You're just going to pay
Because
nine price.
I only need 2 clicks to get through.
The only slight fault, well, not fault, but point against your logic, though, is that has allowed me to res my Ansel for 2 credits because you've passed a Bioroid.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It's nice when you get the Bioroid ice to put out, isn't it? I should
Yes,
have.
it is. When you're on good terms with the RNGesus, anything's possible. I made a few sacrifices in my event on Sunday by losing most of my games.
Oh
So
no. No.
I made them very happy at the moment. Tread lightly. Can't even res a Bioroid. How disappointing.
Oh yeah, there is that, isn't there? What's that you've got there, Mark, in front of R&D?
It may or may not be a Bioroid.
Let's see. Do I feel lucky? Not really, is the answer.
You have certainly got enough unused memory units.
I know.
That is for sure. Right. I'm going to use a Vitruvius counter, which doesn't sound like something I would do, but needs must.
Is that an appropriate card for this deck?
Which card is that?
No, don't worry. Back in the game. I mean, that's a really bloody good card to use a Vitruvius counter on.
Well, I had the government subsidy in hand, so I needed to get up to 10 credits quick before you wore me down again.
Yeah.
So, getting the hedge fund back helps out.
Yeah. All right. So, I guess let's have a punt at HQ. Because there's no way out around this, really. Fucking turn you off again, Mr. Ansel.
Nicely
And
done.
yeah,
The big question is why I didn't put the extra piece of ice on HQ. And when I work that
nobody
out, I will
knows.
let you know. Let me address that situation promptly.
Come on, cards. Do me a favor. Show me some goddamn programs.
When I add up all your numbers, Sharon, am I going to find that these cards have got this deck has got 45 cards in it?
I don't know what you're talking about, Mark. I honestly don't know. Can use that. Select a card providing. Oh, oh, hello. Yeah, I'll take you. And am I allowed to have 2 prepaid voice pads?
You can have up to 3. If you'd played that one before your show gamble, you could have used both credits.
I could have, but I didn't think about that
Okay, good.
because I forgot how to play the game properly.
Sure.
Yep, 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 yep. Oh, it's a lot of cards you got out there, Mark. It's almost like you're going to put something in server 1 that you want.
At some point, it may be what we refer to in the game as a scoring remote.
Indeed. I mean, I can't really do anything, so let's do that. Oh, what am I meant to do with that? Oh, that's a click. Never mind. Go for it, Mark. I know, it's almost like Mark knows how to play the game really well.
I wouldn't say
21
that.
credits from 0.
Evidence to the contrary on Sunday. But shots fired from Jess. Pew, pew.
Now, you've got 4 Bioroid cards out now, and there are only 6 that you can put in the deck. I think you had 1 on server 1, didn't you? Because that's the one I keep. No, server 1 was an Ansel.
It was.
So you've
I
got
played
2 other
in
Bioroid cards somewhere.
I played in lockdown on Sunday, Jess. It was it did not go well.
Ooh. Yeah.
Wildcat.
Do it, Mark. Do it. I only
Have
have to
some
use 1
cards.
card.
Have some cards.
Where are we? It's going to take me a little while to have a read. So that's that. Oh. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Ah. Yes.
Did it not prompt
Yes.
you to use your prepaid credits when you played
No.
Wildcat Strike?
No, it didn't ask me.
That's strange.
Could I have?
I don't see why not.
Play events. Wildcat Strike.
Unless I'm missing something, I want it in the chat when I tell
No,
me.
it didn't ask me. Can I get those 2 credits back?
Yeah, just click it.
All right, so that's that one. That's that one. There we go. Back to you, Mark, and your 21 credits.
Thank you. Right.
Silly me, I should have bloody put 3 goddamn counters from Smartware Distributor. Silly sausage. Very interesting, Mark.
What about this?
Very interesting. So that's an event. You're an event. Be one. Where are my resources?
Tread lightly, Sharon.
I mean, you've got the money. You could do a lot of damage. What's this we've got here? Magnet code gate. Just a program loses its ability. Okay, let's crack on through magnet. Back to you, Mark. Ugh. Very interesting. I wish I'd done something different, but we are where we are. So let's do that. Back to you, Mark. This could be the winner.
I am afraid that is, in fact, the case.
Excellent. Excellent. Right, I want to see the cards that are coming up next. So, money, draw, ice, breaker, something, money, breaker, Xanadu, because why not? Breaker, money.
Xanadu is a quality card. I'm not going to say otherwise.
No, good game. Very good game. I felt like I represented myself slightly better there.
Your mind game. If you can get your tactical play up level with your mind games, you'll be an absolute threat.
See, now, I like how you call my just general poor memory mind games.
Yeah, yeah. It's all my memory. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
a large part of it is just me being naive and forgetting. I know, Jess, but I only got my mutual favour out in the turn before last.
That was Bloom, but
Bloom, sorry, Bloom. Yes, I only got my mutual favour out the turn before last. And such a pain. It's
what
right
draw
there.
card did you have other than Wildcat Strike?
What draw cards? I think I had verbal plasticity. Sorry, I thought I'd shown the deck.
Well,
Yeah,
we can't
verbal
see it.
So the next cards that were coming out were Smartware Distributor, Verbal Plasticity, and then Carmen, Abagnale, Jailbreak, Earthrise Hotel again, then another Smartware Distributor and Shaw Gamble, and then another Mutual Favour. I've already got one in my grip now. Inside Job Carmen. So it was 2 verbal plasticities.
Yeah,
And then I had the Docklands Pass for when I ran HQ. And yeah, just got all those prepaid voice pads. I got all the T400 memory diamonds. Those 2 leeches.
The overall content of your deck sounds quite sensible. If we,
I didn't think hard about it, Mark.
how many cards are in this deck?
I don't remember, and I don't want to talk about it.
34. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Mark, I said I don't want to talk about it.
40, 2, 4, It's only around 50. I mean, if you'd been playing it in Valencia, which is an idea we've not covered yet, that would have been the minimum deck size. So, what you've
Right.
got to be cautious of is when you say to me, how many copies of each breaker should I play and how many economy cards should I play, which is difficult enough to answer at the best of times, those answers change if you're going to go above or below, above the maximum deck size
Well, Mark, if you're
because
going to make sensible points like that, I don't even know why you bother giving us information and advice.
I will put an asterisk next to everything I say from now on.
Multiply by whatever percentage increase you have over the recommended card size.
Correct, yeah.
Right, how do I share my decks with you so you can look at them and criticize them to filth?
You will have to send me a picture in some format, and then I will try and get
All
them on the
right.
screen without breaking everything.
Don't break everything, Mark. You've worked too hard. Too hard, I say.
I
Okay.
can't promise I can get it on screen without breaking everything, to be honest.
Right, okay, so snipping tool, not sniping tool, as I was very heartily corrected by my work colleagues. Okay, so sending you right now the Corp deck via Facebook. Are you ready for this?
I'm bracing myself. I don't know what might happen. The technology's worked well so far, but
Okay, so screenshot 1 has been sent. And then, oh no, sorry, that was the runner deck. So the one I was just playing. And then the Corp deck. Let's do this right now. Oh my god, there are so many cards, I can't fit them all on the screen. No, that joke didn't go down well, did it?
uh,
I've just reduced the screen size so we can get them all in and take the screenshot. And here we go. And while you're getting those up on screen, then Mark, I'm going to take a little comfort and beer. So, Mark, I see on the stream there's the possibility of a 99 card deck. Tell me all about this excitingness. If
well,
you're not on mute. Oh, you're not on mute. Fab.
I'm not on mute. I'm 99. I think we've mentioned it briefly before, but 99 card max. Max is is an ID that at the start of your turn you take the top 2 cards of your deck and throw them in the bin, and then you automatically draw the next one. So before your turn begins, you've got like a mini Earthrise hotel built into your ID. Now the ID being that with a 99 card max list, or even a 399 card max list, is that because you are throwing your cards away so fast, you will still get through a big part of your deck. And as a result, you stack your deck with basically as many good cards as you can, and within the Anarch faction there are a lot of good cards, and the challenge you're making to yourself is I will react in this game to whichever cards RNGesus happens to give to me, because 2/3 of them are going to go in the bin, and I'm going to make do with the 1/3 that comes into my hand.
I mean, I feel like that's kind of my playstyle anyway.
Sure, okay. It's quite challenging though because you need to know how to use all the different weapons effectively. So, if you're not happy, if you don't happen to be drawing your breakers, what are you going to get in the servers with? Well, you might use a tread lightly, you might use an inside job, you might use a run amok, which isn't a card in
Yeah.
our card pool, and you've got to use all the different tools like that to try and just make the best of it, if you like. But it can be very effective. Decks like that have done well in tournaments because as a corp you're like, well, I can work out a strategy to beat most things, but for this one I don't really know what I'm playing against, so there is no strategy.
Is there an equivalent corp ID?
Not really. There are corp IDs that are made for meme value that have hundreds of cards, but no corp ID really has the draw power of Max. So you could play a lot of assets, and you can get a lot of assets that draw you extra cards and try and approach it that way. But there's not as clear a way to a win condition that way.
I see, I see. Right, so I did see one of my decks briefly pop up on screen.
Yeah, if you'll believe it, I can. It's kind of there, but then I need to move my head over here. Look at this. This is absolutely technological.
Hey, moving heads and all that. Look, I
Yeah.
can change the angle that I'm viewed at as well because I know technology.
Yeah, so the most efficient way of me putting it on screen was to convert it to a PDF and then open the PDF from my browser, right? No, that probably wasn't the correct way, but that's what we've done.
Dave can't hear you.
So this is 52 card Architects of Tomorrow,
Yeah.
and this is. I can see your problem straight away.
What are the problems?
You only have 12 pieces of ice, and
Yes,
you have.
because you told me I should have 12 pieces of ice.
I said you should have at least 12 pieces of ice in a light heavy deck. Architects of
I
Tomorrow
don't know what
is
light heavy deck means,
a
Mark.
light ice deck. An Architects of Tomorrow list typically is ice heavy. And
That's good to know now.
what you've done is, see, you've put in 1, 2, 3, 12 econ assets plus your hedge funds, so you've got 15 economy cards. As we found, you had no problem. I had no problem finding them. One Urtica Cipher and 2 Snares. I mean, in a clearinghouse matches your playstyle, sure. A Malapert Data Vault. I have no idea what's going on here.
I wanted to make use of my influence and my approach because I was a little bit time strapped today, unexpectedly, was to put in all the 0 influence cards and then add to them.
So, leaving everything else the same, which I don't want to, but let's say I do, leave everything else the same, all your bioroids need to be 3 elves. You need to get a maximum bioroid you can in here. So another Ansel, another Ivana, another Eli, another Bran. That immediately puts you on 16 pieces of ice, which looks better. You can then accommodate
For some
that.
reason, I don't know why, but I think I'd maxed out. I thought I'd maxed out the Bioroid ice cards that I could get in my deck.
The variety of them, yes.
I clearly just wasn't really paying enough attention.
Well, you've got all 4 that are in the card pool at the moment, which is Bran, Eli, Ravana, and Ansel. But you've only put 2 copies in rather than 3.
Yeah, I don't know why. I thought
I know why. Because you asked me how many pieces of ice you should have, and I said
That
at
must
least
have been it.
12, and you said, so 6 is not enough. So then you've upped it to 12 when you should have upped it to at least 16. And then you should have taken out some of these campaigns and or regoliths because you do not need 12 econ assets.
Well, I clearly did. Imagine if you'd just been pulling out the ice instead of the goddamn eco cards.
I could have. That's what I would have been doing. If you didn't have so many eco cards, you'd have been
But I
drawing
needed
more
the
ice.
economy cards. I needed them desperately.
No, no,
You
false
just
economies.
trashed them before.
No, because
And
if
you
if you'd had more ice, you could have installed more ice. I wouldn't have been able to trash the cards I did trash because I couldn't. I wouldn't have been able to get to them. I can show
Fine. And next week, what do you know what I feel?
if I
I feel
show
like
you.
had I been playing against Dave Danger Mouse Davis, I would have probably fared a bit better because, like me, he's cavalier to an extent about his deck building.
So this is the architect's list that I put together that you just played against. And look, I have 3 bioroids and 3 bioroids and 3 bioroids and 3 bioroids.
Look,
And
Mark,
then
if you're going to hold out and telling me the minimum number of ice I should have with an acceptable number,
in this type of
I'm only
deck,
joking. I'm
I
only
have
joking. I
18
know.
pieces of ice. So because it's meant that the style of deck I was going for was an ice heavy list.
I
You were
understand.
you were going for a mid range ice list, so you could fit in all these traps, which is cool. That's your style, but don't just have 12 assets.
I, you only learn when you play, and I have learnt to have
Yeah,
more ice if I am going to use the Architects of Tomorrow deck.
sure, sure. And let's look at Ken.
I don't want to look at Ken.
Good old 52 card Ken. So I miscounted. There was actually 52 cards there, not 50.
But what you were saying is I should have put 2 more cards into the deck.
I don't think that's what I said, no.
Because you said if you're going to go over 45, the next reasonable stopping point is 54.
That is for corpse. That doesn't apply to running.
Another learning point there. Thank you.
Okay, sure.
All right,
So
so
I look at this list, and this isn't a bad list by any stretch of the imagination. There's just too
I
many
think
cards in it.
I needed more icebreakers.
You needed more. The number of icebreakers with the draw cards you've got and the mutual favours is absolutely fine. But
They
you
just
weren't
weren't
finding
coming out
them
enough, though.
because you've got too many cards. This is the point. For a
So
45 card list, that is a perfect balance. But
I
in a
could have.
40.
I know, but I just wanted to make use of the influence. So should I have ignored carnivore and used those influence points on having better icebreakers,
Yes.
or maybe a couple more programs?
Yeah, Carnivore isn't going to do anything for you with this list. As we know your famous hatred for Penny Shaver, all that
Hate
is
Penny
that.
Shaver, Mark. I hate it.
Okay, so if you're going to have your 3 icebreakers installed and a Mayfly for some reason and Leech, that's still only 7 MU. So if you install all 3 of your memory diamonds, you don't need Carnivore at all. You could just play off your memory diamonds,
Yeah,
and then you've got 6 influence back. If
yeah,
you if you're not planning to have a Mayfly installed at all times, which you probably aren't, you just want your 3 normal breakers and 2 leech, you only need 5 MU, so you could probably even go down to just 2 memory diamonds. The Xanadu pick is wild because I know that was just to use up influence because although Xanadu is a fine card, you're not going to find one of them in your deck, especially in 52 cards.
I mean, I did though.
And then
I
we go to the
did.
event section, and all these cards are good cards. You've not picked any whoppers though. There's just too many of them. And one of the deck building disciplines you've got to get into is, well, how do I expect this card to win? I can't just put in every good card that exists because it's a good card. I have to play the selection of cards that I think are going to be necessary based on what other cards I've got. So, for example, you've gone for smart word distributors. Now, smart word distributors isn't a popular card in standard. It's okay in startup. But if you've got them, you might not need the dirty laundries because you get an economy from them and you get an economy from them. Conversely, if you're playing prepaid voice pad and you're playing Ken, you almost certainly do want dirty laundries in there, so you don't want the smart word distributors. So you balance your deck saying, well, I've got some economy now. I don't need economy. What do I need now? Do I need multi-access? Do I need tricks? Do I need draw, etc.? You can probably do without the wildcat strikes either. I know we're going to end up near with a purely criminal deck at this rate, but you've got enough criminal cards here and enough draw going on. Maybe take your Earthrises up to 3 that you wouldn't need to draw off them either, and you've got plenty of money.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. Lots
So
of
you just need to develop,
Earthrises.
with experience, you just need to get that critical eye and say, it's not about the number of cards you've got. Well, it is about that. It's about getting the right number of cards you've got by saying, right, there's enough economy there now. Don't put any more economy in there. What's next? Have I got enough draw? Have I got enough breakers? Have I got a win condition? That sort of thing.
Okay. I am adjusting the card. So what's the plan for next week then? Is it for me to have another crack at building these decks and playing Dave,
Yes. Well,
who, despite me joking about his cavalier attitude, is actually very good and thinks very carefully about the combination of cards that he puts in his decks?
a little bit. He's getting there. Because he's got more experience coming from his Magic deck building days. But he still needs to work on some of the. Like, you looked at his Rainer list last week, and it was the idea behind it was solid, but there was just no draw cards in it. So you focused so much on, I want to do my shenanigans, that you forgot how the deck is actually going to work. So
What,
you've got to
me?
have those staples in. No, that's what Dave did last week. You've got a nicely rounded deck. You've just got too much of a deck. So what we're going to do next
Yeah.
week is we're going to keep the same card pool. You can keep these decks and refine them, or you can come up with whole new decks. Dave will have chance to watch the stream, of course, and he will have basked in the learnings of today. And then we're going to put you head to head to see how that turns out
I
before
mean,
we look at extending the card pool further.
I think we both know how it might turn out. My updated deck for Ken is 55 cards.
No, see, what you've done is you've ignored everything I've said and you've made it 3 cards bigger rather than 7 cards smaller.
I don't know what I did because I got rid of the carnivores. Oh, I do know. And then I added a femme fatale, another Earthrise Hotel, 2 liberated accounts to make use of the influence because I liked it, and a botulus. Was that the wrong thing to do?
Did you listen to anything I said? Is this just a bit now where you're
I
just
know.
ignoring me to.
I listened carefully. I listened carefully. But and I thought I was making the changes according to what you were saying at the time.
No, no, I didn't say any of those things. The
Well, I
only
did get
bits
rid
you.
of carnivore.
Yes, that's the only thing I actually said.
All right, have another go. I'll have a go offline. So you think the liberated account is too much?
Yes, you've got too
Okay.
much economy in there. I've told you to take some cards out, and you've just put more
Okay.
economy back in. Anyway, would you like to have another game? Because
Yeah.
I don't think the viewers came to watch us bicker about how 55 is bigger than 52.
Well, if you're going to talk common sense, Mark, yes, I'm ready for another game. What am I going to do though? Because these decks are terrible. Let's have another crack. Let me go for Ken again.
Okay. Do you want me to play Architects again, or do you want me to play the other deck that I produced?
Do you want to play the deck I built?
No.
Are you sure?
Absolutely positive.
Okay. Yes. Let's see how I fare against another deck because we've seen how I fared against Architects of Tomorrow. Use the influence for DZMD. That's a good call. Thanks, Bloom. Let's pop that onto the list before I forget.
But you put those in instead of memory diamonds. You don't put them in as well as.
Why would I do that? Can't even find it. Name. I'm a runner. What faction is? Oh, it's because I hadn't included all the system gateway cards.
Okay.
Okay, right, let's do this. Back onto Jinteki. Mark's game. I'm ready. Oh, didn't work. I'm in. I'm playing Ken Panda Express Tanama. That was a joke because fast food, he's a big guy with a big deck.
No. We're not allowing that.
Right, in that case, it's on. It's on, Mark. Keeping this.
Right, I'm playing Built to Last.
Ooh.
The
Now
Wayland,
let me double check.
The Wayland ID that we that was in startup.
Now, did you build this deck because you felt sorry for me?
Not quite the opposite. This deck's pretty good.
Rightio.
I built 2 runner decks and 2 corp decks, and my plan was to play if you were playing a criminal, I would play an anarch, and if you were playing Architects of Tomorrow, I would play Wayland, so we had some diversity.
Ah, that's good. What are you? You're hardware.
But then we changed plans at fly. Change our plans on the fly to compare Architects of Tomorrow decks. The
Very
classic
good.
case of the 12 ice in 52 cards versus the 18 ice in 49 cards.
Look, give me another 4 years of playing and then I will probably come up with a reasonably sized deck. Okay. Probably. I'm not going to guarantee anything. Because I do love my traps. Oh, 3 ice. Early off 4 ice. Wow. Going for it. An ice with an advance. Is that a bloody Pharos? Mark, you look at me.
It is a legal card.
This is unacceptable, Mark. Pop you out. What's that for now? It's for events. Oh dear, oh dear. There we go. Back to you.
Thank you.
You've drawn.
Now, what we talked about last week was the incredible value of when you install this card in this ID, and then you click Advance, And you gain 3 credits.
Hang on. So you pay 1 to advance it, but
Yep.
you get 2 in return.
You get 2
And
in
I can't
return
trash it. And
from
it's
the
an
agenda
agenda.
itself, and you get 2 in return for the ID ability. So you actually make a 3 credit profit the first time you advance
Blimey.
Oaktown Renovation.
That is solid. As the card goes. It's a resource. Gonna have to let that one go this time.
Sometimes that's what you have to do.
Hmm.
You can't win the game 2-0.
Can't, you
Well,
can't.
you can technically, but let's not get.
Oof.
Advance, advance, and then once more for good luck, and then I'll score it.
Oh, amazing. Because that was the fifth, the over counter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ugh. It's painful for me. Money for that? Do I want to do that? That's hardware. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Needed the money. Airing the dirty laundry in your archives. Well, that's just ridiculous, isn't it, Mark?
Mm-hmm.
Stupid ice. Can you advance any ice?
Only no, you can only advance any card. You can only advance it if it says on it you can advance this ice or asset or whatever, other than agendas. So
What?
you can't advance cards that do not say they can be advanced. You may place advancement counters on any card. That's a different ability. And whilst it might seem like pedantry, it does actually make a difference from a rules perspective.
Okay. And also, I completely agree with Jessica. Oaktown is too much. Or so much. It is so much. Too much for me. What are you up to, Mark?
I'm going to install this agenda. This I'm going to advance this card, and then I'm going to see what's what.
It's,
Are you going to tread lightly?
yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. Show me what you've got.
Well, I'm going to show a card just to expose its power. I'm not sure necessarily it's the right thing to do, but this is where we say get wrecked.
Get wrecked. Let's have a look. Archer. As an additional cost to res this ice, forfeit an agenda? Trash program, that's a sentry, eh? Don't think I've got anything to break a sentry.
No, I don't think you have
Oh,
either.
I don't. Oh, that's irritating. Right, I guess I could just undo the click.
Yeah. Okay. No, seems reasonable.
There you go, Mark. There you go. I can't do anything about it. Good play.
Select a program to trash. Well, those leeches do look quite tasty, but let's get rid of Cleaver and Abigail instead.
It's only because you know how many goddamn programs I've got in this deck.
You've got another copy of each. You should be able to bounce back quickly.
Don't give me that rubbish. um, mm, that
My
one's
turn.
pointless.
Okay.
Go, go, go! Standard. You've still got a click left, Mark.
I have. Better get some credits by advancing that card.
Clever. Well, I have to draw, don't I? Put you down. Hardware. New choice. How you are able to advance that card on server 1 so quickly?
This one? That one I just installed?
Yeah, let's see, you installed it. Oh, you advanced. You got 2 credits, you advanced. Okay, got it.
Yeah, the gaining 2 credits bit was just for my idea ability.
Right, don't have any more MU. And I need some money. There we go. Let's just get 1 money. I mean, I am again fairly resigned to my fate. It's a good old card, that Archer. How many influence did that card cost you?
Me, nothing. It's a Wayland card. If you were to play it out of faction, it would cost you 2 influence. But the point of Archer, it's been a staple of the game since it was relaunched. It's a heavy price to pay, obviously having to forfeit an agenda. But once you get it rezzed, it is a big old speed bump. Now,
Absolutely.
the fact that you're playing some de-res effects does make me a little bit nervous. But
do you be able to do things first before I can de-res anything?
yeah,
To get my programs back as well.
I don't feel too bad at the moment, to be honest.
You've had the time to put out a lot of ice and get a lot of credits.
You're absolutely right, Jess. Seeing an Archer being emergency shutdown is heartbreaking. Inside job? Sharon?
Yeah? What's up?
That's okay, you can run there.
I mean, yeah. So what do I need to do there?
You'd have to use your Mayfly if you want to go past it.
Yeah, and that was the point of the Mayfly, wasn't it? But
And you've got just
let's
enough
see.
credits.
Is it a trap? Is it a trap? No, it's not a trap. Excuse me.
Nicely done.
Thank you. Resource. Draw credit. Draw all credit. Well, one thing I definitely have to do is pop some money on that bad boy. There we go. Absolutely. I was really glad I had the inside job.
One of the classic partnerships you find in the game as well is how NBN cards can help Wayland decks and vice versa. So this
Really?
NBN card is quite useful here.
But you told us that we couldn't use NBN cards.
Not You can't use the NBN cards from System Update yet. This is one of the ones we've looked at in System Gateway.
Yeah,
Because then you can use Retribution to get rid of karma.
exactly. Yeah. No, that's a very good play. I mean, I've got to remove the tag, really, don't I? Ooh, 2 clicks. 1, 2, 3. So that would just be 2 to get rid of.
Interesting. Better draw you some cards.
I very much appreciate that. Thank you, Mark.
No problem.
Source. Yes. 3 less, so that's perfect.
Nice.
Happy enough with that.
You keep finding that Xanadu, you prove me wrong. Okay.
But you keep being able to rack up quite a lot of money incredibly quickly, which is extremely difficult to counter for me at the moment.
The big question ahead of next week is, of course,
Yeah.
will you and Dave actually make your own decks, or will you just watch this stream and then look for ideas?
Well, that's how you do it, isn't it? You do a bit of research, you build your own
Exactly.
decks. I am trying to be a bit more sensible. I think I do struggle. I struggle a bit with the deck builder in terms of getting up the cards and then seeing what's most you. Well, I just basically struggle. I hate building decks. I hate it with passion.
No, you will get though.
Yeah. No, won't I? So I've got 4 clicks. Two.
We have done a bit of deck building on Netrunner DB before, Jess. Where we shall do it again though at some point, I'm sure. We'll probably spend some time offline as well, so we're a bit more familiar.
Keyforge. What's Keyforge? Oh no! Oh, sorry. I should say I have been shown how to deck build on Netrunner DB. I just struggled because we can use all of System Gateway, but only some of System Update. So when I was trying to display the cards that were all valid, I kept trying to flick between or switch on and off the different factions to see which cards were valid. And so I think I just missed a lot of the System Gateway cards that I should, because they're just so useful and cool cards. And then also trying to remember what cards I was looking for. As we all know, my memory is a little bit rubbish. And then sort of wading through the pop-up windows and seeing which was useful was a little bit tougher for me.
Your memory is so rubbish. You've forgotten what Keyforge is, which is another game I.
It's a card game, and you gave us a deck as a present, and we've never had the opportunity to play it. You gave us a deck, and you gave us some little tokens, and it was very cool.
Anyway, back to.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. I care. I listen. Now, what's this bollocks?
Well,
Barrier.
that is profanity at its best.
Let's crack on through that one. Come on, what's next? Oh, you're just letting me go through?
Yeah.
Oh, balls. Well, I mean,
Oh
kind of
no.
lucky I've got that card, isn't it?
No, my archer.
It only costs you 4, Mark. I think you'll be okay.
No, it cost me 4 plus an agenda res. An end agenda forfeit.
I. Right,
We've got.
we have. I'm on it. I am actually on it.
Are you modding?
I am. It's very exciting for me.
Good modding. Modding from within the within OBS is difficult.
Deleted and banned. I think that's the way forward. I don't know how you Oh, do let me know if it's my go.
It's definitely a go.
Oh, is it? My oh my. What have you done? Off-world office. Screw you, Mark, and your excess number of credits. Where's my bloody smartware distributor?
The
Why
big
didn't I
problem you've got
reload
now
you?
is that
What's
when
what?
the big problem you're facing is that when I scored this copy of Project Atlas, I over advanced it. So I
Yeah.
have an Atlas token on there.
Yeah, it does make life a little bit harder, doesn't it? Because you only need one more agenda.
It does,
Those
especially
run
with
events.
the new agendas that we looked at last week.
Mm. Foolish, you may say, but what else can I do?
Well, what I can do is use that Atlas token to find and reveal hostile takeover.
Yeah.
Is
Kind
now
of end
being
game at that point, really, isn't it?
afraid so.
Nicely done. Good game, Mark.
So this deck is, or the idea behind this deck is to go obscenely fast because when you're advancing the ice, you're making money. When you're advancing the agendas, you're making money, all because of that built to last idea ability.
Mm.
So if you
So what?
can't get in and amongst me to slow me down early doors,
Yeah.
it just gets a roll on.
I was trying to do that, and I think instead of running your server one, even though I knew it had an agenda or something I wanted to get rid of, I should have just waited until I got that final program to have at least had an ability to break your archer or a mayfly.
Well, it was a very difficult situation. I mean, I couldn't criticise you for the play though. You had two breakers involved. You could installed. You could
I
see
needed more money.
I was in danger of scoring 4 points, which was going to put me in a strong position there. So you tried to contest it. You weren't to know it was an archer. So unfortunately,
But
it
I'm
was.
annoyed because I had an inside job as well, and I guess I should have just used the inside job.
Well, inside job versus tread lightly is an interesting thought process, which is going to be more effective in certain situations.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mm.
in that situation, inside job would have worked much better because you just skipped the archer and you could have broken the ice wall. But
Yeah, I mean, this is always my issue. I hate deck building so much. Much like chess, I'm very, very poor with patience and thinking things through properly. So yeah, gonna have to be able to find some time to have a proper think about things.
Do you want to do
Because
one
no
more
one
game?
likes losing 5 games in a row.
Well,
Yeah, let's go for it.
do you want to do one more game, or have you had enough?
No, I'm happy. I'm always happy to carry on losing, Mark, of course. Um,
What do you want to play?
I let me have another crack at Ken.
And which corp would you like me to be?
You can surprise me, Mark. I
Okay.
don't think it makes too much of a difference. Where are you? Why can't I see your game? There we are.
How are your
I mean,
chess
let's
skills,
be honest,
Jess? Is that is there
just
a big
let me
overlap there?
chess. I have all the patience in the world for the advice you give me, Jess. Well, it's Mulligan that. Go, Mark, go. Go, Mark, go. Ooh, let's have a quick look. Always a good one to get out early. Hmm. Hmm. Thinking.
If you want to play a game with no luck, play chess.
That's true. That's very true. Games with no luck that I enjoy playing. Don't really enjoy playing games with luck. I enjoy playing games which are only luck, like Can't Stop.
Yep, Can't Stop is the best game. Let's forget Netrunner. Let's just have a Can't Stop tournament on Board Game Arena.
Um,
I can't repeat. I can't say that again because you will actually do that.
I 100% would, and I feel like the odds would be in my favor because you just hate it, and I like to push my luck.
I only hate it when you win on 3, 7, and 11 somehow.
That was very satisfying. I'm not above using dirty laundry in that way.
Seems a very good way to use
Absolutely
it.
not. Yeah, I'll pop you out because why not? 2 clicks, get you out there early and done. Is that a resource? So I've got career fair as a card in my hand, and I feel like I should have added more resource cards into this deck to take full advantage of it.
Why didn't you play Career Fair to play Xanadu?
Well, I clearly didn't realise that Xanadu was a resource, did I, Mark?
Apparently not. It should have been more clearly stated on the card. You're correct.
Um, right, there's no point bloody playing it for that.
No,
Let's put the
quite right there.
At least I haven't fully gone loopy. What's this one? It's not worth doing any of these right now. Back to you.
Thank you.
I mean, at this rate, I'm I feel quite confident I could open another beer and finish it before the game ends.
Does that mean you're just going to be slow playing it to?
I don't need to slow play it. Where are we? That's a program, that's hardware, that's an event. Oh, and boom. On the plus side, the benefit of having carnivore is I'm not too bothered about trashing it.
The tactics are incredible.
Right. Right. That's an inside job of something. Nothing. Don't you listen to what I just said? What I really want to do, I think I need to churn through these. Come on, Mark. Cards or money? Cards or money? What are you going to give me?
Take your cards.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Pop you up. And fabulous. Thank you.
Let's do it the opposite way around this time. Score that first. Maybe a mistake, but we'll see.
So, what did you do there? You installed a card. Hostile takeover is insane. Bad publicity costs you nothing at the moment, does it? Wait, no, what does publicity do?
Bad
Bad
publicity means every time you make a run, a credit will be temporarily added to your credit pool.
Every time I make a run.
Yeah. If you spend it during the run, it's very good. If it's still there at the end of the run, it disappears again. So basically, the first credit you spend in any run is free.
Pretty cool, I guess. Oh, that's a bloody travesty. Right. While you're thinking, I am going to get a quick beer. Oof. Crowdfunded by the angry masses. I like that. That's how crowdfunding should work. Oh, protecting your HQ this time, Mark. Very interesting.
It's for the best, I think.
Draw, install, and then you had to discard. Okay. Back to you.
Oh,
What are you
my
thinking?
gosh.
Share your thought processes with us. Good draw, bad draw?
Bad.
Anything you want to score in your HQ?
No, thank you.
Are you sure?
Oh, football. England versus Germany in the next round. Excellent.
Is that good?
Not really.
Why?
because Germany played very well against Portugal. I don't know how they've gone on tonight, but
England versus... Yes, Stefan, it is England versus Germany. Wait, hang on. Tonight or tomorrow?
no, tonight was Germany versus Hungary and France versus Portugal. I don't know what score they've ended up, but the results of that group determined who England played next.
Got it. Just terrible. It's terrible. These cards are terrible. And I only have myself to blame.
Inside job.
I mean, this could just be a terrible, terrible idea. Because you've clearly got an upgrade there. It could be anything.
I've got to think about my entire life, haven't I?
Yeah.
So that
I mean... Oh, England versus Germany is next Tuesday. Thanks, Stefan. Good to know. See, this is where you and I... it's clear that you're a better player than I am, because I can sense that you are counting how much it would cost you and how much it would impact me for the various options you have. Whereas I would just go gung-ho, miscount, not have enough money left to protect myself.
Cost-benefit analysis.
Yeah.
And you've got Xanadu installed. This is just not a good value proposition. No, I'm just going to wave you in.
Select a card to access. What does that mean?
Do you want to access a random card from a hand first or the upgrade first?
Does it matter?
Well, if they both have trash costs, if you've already paid money for one, you might not be able to afford the other.
Fair enough.
But if you're just going to take Project Atlas, that's outrageous.
Well, you've already got none. And what was Crisium Grid? Oh, that's painful. Why didn't you res that?
Didn't need to at this juncture.
Runs against this server cannot be declared successful. All right, fair enough. It's your game.
I think I might have made a mistake.
This is how you conserve your money, to be honest.
Well, there is that, but I may have been overly cautious. We shall see. Time will tell. There was a different option to take, though.
Let's go for this again. Come on. Show me the cards, Mark. Show them to me. I think I've already got that, haven't I? Sorry, now I've got to read through these cards. Got you out. I only need to get rid of 2, or only need to get rid of 1 if I play 1. That's a resource. Yes, finally. Oh, I have to end my turn. Oh, I miscounted my goddamn clicks.
It was a bold call to play it on click
How
4.
goddamn foolish of me! Well, I don't need that bad boy. And,
Trashy
fool, I'm a silly
carnivores.
fool, Mark. Absolutely atrocious. Do I have Docklands pass out? Harmon,
Can't see it.
Leech, Heaver, Mayfly. Okay. So bloody painful, Mark. So that was painful. That, again, shame on me. I was so pleased with myself as well. I was like, oh, you're going to give me 4 cards. I only have to get rid of 2 and I've got 1 more click. Shameful.
Gotta be careful.
And look, what have you done? You've installed a card in HQ. You've advanced some ice, and you've advanced some ice more because you get shit tons of money.
No, only the first time you advance it, so that one actually cost me money.
Ah, right, okay. Three clicks left. Must remember that. How long have you had that card in server 1?
This one?
Yeah, that one.
Ages.
Ages. Back to you then. Oaktown renovation, and that was... Ah, right, so you get a ton of money? Is that right?
I gained 3 credits off its first advancement, which was pretty sweet.
That is pretty sweet. Here. Two.
Sharon, I am not pleased about this.
You've got money, Mark. You've got 18 credits. You can deal with a little tread lightly.
Not pleased at all. I need to do maths now. I hope you're pleased with yourself.
I think you should do maths out loud. Or, just putting this out there, I can talk through my love of potatoes.
You've panicked me now, so I'm going to have to read something.
Because I love potatoes. That's panicked you.
Yeah, I've heard that speech already. I want to save the viewers from it, so...
It's not a speech. It is a genuine sharing of my love of potatoes. It's a monologue of carbohydrate love.
Mm-hmm.
Right, what's this? Something that's got 10. Ugh, disgusting. You disgust me, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
I'm disgusted. I don't think I can break that, can I?
I hope not, otherwise my maths have let me down.
Yeah, because it's a barrier. If I knocked it down 1 strength point, I'd still have to pay 11, wouldn't I?
If you knock it down to strength 9, what are you going to break it with?
My mayfly.
Mayfly would be 8 for strength, and then... 2 to break, and then one for two to break and give the runner one tag fire. Yeah, that would work.
Because I'm going to get a tag anyway, aren't I? So I might as well just bankrupt myself and go for it.
Sure.
I've got
My
no more clicks
maths,
left.
my math did let me down. That's your potato threat.
It is. Click a card to access it. Corporate troubleshooter. That's an upgrade. Right. God damn, I hate Oaktown renovation.
Well, good news.
Oh, great. Great, Mark. Great. Ugh. Come on, what's that final click going to be? What did you do?
I trashed Xanadu. I thought after all the stick I'd given it, it was the only thing I could do.
Thought that if you were going to trash a resource, it was the only move you were allowed to do.
No, only takes one click.
Now, do I think you're going to get retribution in time? It's not worth it, is it? Don't want you to keep getting money. That's the crux of the matter. Just don't.
I'm afraid that I would like to keep receiving money though. Sharon!
Yeah? You have two goddamn Pharoses.
If I hadn't have trashed that Xanadu then, and I'd have been on 0 credits, I'd have been very upset. But because I'm on 1 credit, I can advance this, which is what I want to do.
To get 3 credits. Lovely. You get 4 credits. Oh, I started with 3 credits. Right, that's too much of a burden, isn't it? Back to you, Mark.
Thank you. This server is quite scary now, as Jess was saying. Oh yeah, you can't install anything without money. Well, you can install a small number of things without money, but not much.
Well, it doesn't matter because I don't have to give any of these cards up.
It's true.
So what is the thing I'm going to want the most? Oh, I don't have any of those. This is the problem with playing back-to-back games. I've forgotten I don't have those cards that let me the P&D the pad thing that gives you money to use on events.
Pad campaigns. Prepaid voice pads, I should say.
Back to you. Score it. You know you want to.
Oh, if you insist. Have I mentioned that Off-World Office is a stupid card today? Because,
It is a wonderful card, really, for you.
well, look at that. I was struggling for money, and now I score an agenda and gain 7 credits.
Amazing.
This is too much.
Amazing.
I'm going to nip away while
Oh,
you take
I
your turn.
do have those. Are you taking a quick comfort break? That's good because I can then talk about what I have. Easy mark is a miss to the card pool. Now, I've got a couple of jailbreaks. I've got a Docklands Pass, but I don't think it's worth installing that at the moment. I have another Carmen, which is super, I guess, but I don't need it. I've got an Argonale, but that will cost me 4 credits. A mutual favour, which I could use to pull out a Mayfly and then run R&D, and then a prepaid voice pad, and then an emergency shutdown. I do need to focus on money, don't I? How lucky do I feel? Do I think Mark's got agendas in his HQ that he can just pop out onto server 1? I think he does, and I definitely think he's benefited from knowing I've got that emergency shutdown card, because he's stacked up the ice in front of his HQ. How to get more money?
I'm back.
You're back. You are back. So any run I make will give me an extra credit from you, won't it? Right. Got to get the money in. There's no doubt about it. I need that blasted money.
It's all about the money. It's all about the dum.
Damn it! That's you in a next round, next go win state, isn't it?
Possibly.
Well,
I wouldn't like to comment.
definitely, really. How much would it cost a cleaver to break a 10 strength Pharos? A shit ton is the answer.
16 credits, I think. 7 times 2 plus 2.
So there's no real way I can get through it. Should I install that? Well, I mean, I guess I've got to go this way, haven't I? Oh, crap, I should have gotten an extra credit. Right, Mark, are you going to res? Are you going to let me through?
I'm going to think about my entire life.
Don't do it, Dave. It is not necessary.
Oh,
That's what I call thinking about your entire life.
what did I do on my last turn? Oh, I
Nobody
installed the wrong
knows.
card. I definitely installed the wrong card, but that's fine. For the viewers at home, I meant to install this card. Oh, that card.
Which card? Which card? Tell me.
That'd be this, it'd be this, and that is 1, 4, 7.
My mum's not very happy at the moment because she drove into London to do a little food drop-off for Sarah and me when we weren't feeling well. And she forgot that the congestion charge had been extended to Sunday as part of the government requirement of the TfL funding deal. And she was very, very upset that she got a penalty because she hadn't paid her congestion charge.
Yeah, congestion charge sucks. I don't know how you cope with it.
Do you get to choose what you do, Mark?
I would do, yes, if you let it fire. But you don't have to, of course, because you have a full breaker suite.
So first I need to add strength. Then I just break. Why won't it let me break ballista? Oh, cripes. Can I undo the click? I think I've done something wrong. I forgot to encounter your ice before I tried to beef up Carmen. Or does it
It's
not
okay.
matter?
It'll
Okay.
keep hold of its strength.
Done. Let me through. Yay.
Then I will be awkward and res that.
What's that one? Cuscasium grid. Ah.
It prevents your jailbreak from being successful, ergo you do not get the jailbreak benefits.
Well, I don't think I can do anything to Crisium grid anyway. I don't have the money. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, wait, hang on. So if I just ran it as a standalone, I'd still get to see the cards behind and do stuff to them, but I just couldn't access two cards?
Correct.
Got it.
When you breach a server, as it's now called, you
If
must
successful, draw one extra card, yeah.
you must access all the cards you're entitled to access. So that is, in this case, the top card of R&D and the upgrade. And if there were multiple upgrades, you would have to access all of them. Now, that's not particularly impactful at the minute, because accessing the Crisium grid, you go, yeah, so what? But where
Yeah.
there are upgrades that can do damage to you, and you are forced to res them all, you're like, oh, shucks.
Got it. Oh no, Jessica, I also wanted to find two agendas and win. Well, at least I put in a slightly better showing and got some of those icebreakers out.
That was a very good game, very enjoyable. Oh,
Yeah, good game, Mark. Thank you.
well, as the people at home can now see, if I hadn't been a annoying person and res Crisium grid, you would have stolen a Project Atlas.
Would I?
Because the next card down is a Project Atlas.
But that's the whole point of putting the upgrades on, isn't it? It's to prevent me from doing stuff like that.
Yeah. And then you could have run archives and still got the last agenda that I threw away.
Yeah, threw away an agenda. Why didn't I run archives instead? Was it a low value agenda?
It was an Oaktown renovation.
I don't know what that means.
Well, that would have
Hang
been
on.
worth 2 points.
Yeah, that's not that much. I couldn't have won off that.
At one point, when I was very happy you didn't run my HQ, I had 6 agendas in it.
Oh my days! I feel like you had. Did you have really? I kind of felt like I wouldn't have been able to get through your HQ though. Are you able to show me what cards you had?
I can do this.
What's this? Are you just gonna res them? Oh, look at that! What's this when it's at home? So Archer, I think, is a last-ditch effort, maybe, but I'd still have to get rid of that in the run. And then Ice Wall. I don't know if I could have gotten through those. Although I did.
Well, the turn that you
don't know,
stole the
Mark.
Project Atlas,
Yeah.
you had 10 credit, and it would have cost you, I think, 8 to break Archer. So I was I was giving it a massive think, because if I rezzed Ice Wall and Archer, I don't think I could have afforded to res Crisium Grid. And then if you'd have done an emergency shutdown on my Archer, I'd have been very upset. So that's why I had to just say, come on in, keep a poker face, because you were definitely going to steal an agenda, because they were all agendas. And then get some money back next time.
That is the joy of the game, though, and that's the feeling I love as well when Dave's running my HQ or you're running my HQ and you only pick out the non-agenda cards. I've got 5 agendas and 1 other card. Oh, it's such a good feeling when that happens. Not for me, but for the other side.
Then you give it and when they steal the agenda, you've got to give it the 1 in 5. What are the chances? And you've got 5 agendas.
Oh, gosh. So, any tips or reminders as I think I might try and build a Rainer deck to run against Dave next week.
Well, so
I don't think I know enough about Ken to properly utilise him and his abilities.
Let's do the everyone picture the screen whooshing out at you. Whoosh. We'll call that the end of the game section for this evening. So
look at his face. Look at his smug little face.
The homework for next week is going to be very similar to the homework for last week, and that is build a deck, 2 decks, Cop and Runner, within the current card pool. No new cards have been introduced today, so you've got the exact same thing to work with. I would encourage you to try and find the time to look back, maybe not at the whole stream, and not just to boost our viewer numbers, but to look at some of the decks and some of the ideas we've talked about, and steal ideas from my decks by all means. Think about what we talked about in the deck reviews about trimming the decks and not having too much in, and you really put together 2 fiery decks to get into Dave next week, and then that puts the challenge to Dave, if he is going to watch the stream, to catch up and learn and get 2 decks that can come firing back at you as well.
Look, let's be clear. Of course Dave is going to watch the screen. Dave has videos running at ×10 speed just because he's incredible and his mind is working at that pace. So give him some misinformation.
At this
Bad
moment
advice,
in time,
Mark. Give him some bad advice.
You are at an advantage. You've had an extra session to work through this and find out what works and doesn't, and it's going to put you on a strong footing for next week. I'm very confident.
Thank you very much. Let's see if I can bring at least 1 game home to the Gildod household.
Indeed.
Sarah, when I... yeah. No.
And on that note, before Sharon gives up any more of her personal information, we'll end tonight's stream.
I'll let you clip that out of any other video. Thanks for all the help and advice, everyone.
Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back with a hopeful full complement next week for more games and more new cards. Until then, ciao for now.